Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is a brand new game just released to early access minutes ago. This is Rebel Inc. Escalation, and this is going to be a first look. But more than that, this could turn into a Let's Play, but that's going to be up to you, the community. So if you want to see more of this as you go on, be sure to drop a like. Be sure to drop a comment that says you want to see more of this. You'd love to see it turn into a Let's Play. Because that's what it's going to take for it to become that. Otherwise, at this point, we're looking at maybe a couple episodes on this first look. This is from Ndemic Creations, well known for their first title, Plague Inc. So if you have not played that one before, it is a fantastic game with just very simple mechanics that really worked. If you haven't checked that one out, check it out. But this is Rebel Inc. Here's a quick note from the developers on this one. So whilst fictional, Rebel Inc. explores important real-world issues, and we've made every effort to deal with them sensitively. Rebel Inc. is developed in cooperation with politicians, businesses, journalists, charities, and governments. Now, as I mentioned, this game is just entering early access. So many features of this game are subject to change. Some features are yet to be unlocked, such as multiplayer and scenario creator. And as it just launched minutes ago, I myself have not seen any of the components of this game yet in action beyond the game trailers. So we will be taking a look at this together. So we have main game, the campaign, scenarios, speedrun. None of those are unlocked yet. We do have a tutorial with a how to play. Sounds like the same thing to me. But let's go ahead and do the tutorial mission. So we have civilian, we have military, learn how to stabilize the region and win hearts and minds. Launching Operation Hopeful Dawn. Welcome to Rebel Inc. After decades of wars, foreign interference, and political upheaval, it's up to you to stabilize the region. Your operation is called Hopeful Dawn. You can choose your own operation name when you start the game. First, set up your HQ. Click the indicated zone. Click on the HQ to confirm this location. The stability bar shows how you are doing. Reach 100% stability to win. Okay, that makes sense. This is your reputation bar. It shows the reputation of your operation. If it falls to 0, you lose. Okay, win, lose. Sure. Stability depends on having supporters. Gain more supporters by winning the hearts and minds of the people. You can see how many supporters you have and how many people don't like you here. You're not very popular at the moment. Okay, like, dislike. Got it. We gotta turn those thumbs down into some thumbs up. Again, reminder on that, if you want this series to turn into a full Let's Play, we need some of these. Not so many of those. You can see how many supporters you have, and how many people don't, not very popular at the moment. To get more supporters, you need to go to the operation screen, and that's found down here. Let's head to the civilian initiatives screen. And we have overview, civilian, government, and military tabs currently, where you choose to fund initiatives that increase your support level. Click here to access different types of services initiatives. Fund it here. It will cost $2. So just basic discussions. Now you can access the water supplies. Find it here. Cost $2. That's water supplies. As this is a tutorial, I won't read every single detail. We'll kind of push through some of the minor details as we're figuring out how this game works. Here you can see your support level has slightly increased. Initiatives apply to the whole region, but are rolled out over time, zone by zone. See how much money you have here. Every month you will receive more funds. X button to head back to the main map. Hammers show that your teams are hard at work rolling out an initiative here. Gotcha. Tracking. There are a number of zones in the region. Select this one to see more about it. This zone is called Echo Victor. You can see how stable the zone is and how many supporters there are here. Improved water supplies will win more supporters over time. So it's currently unstable. Assuming the green bar is relative to that. And yes, it seems to be. That's how many people are here. That's how many are supporters. That's how many are hostiles. Oh, and there you go, neutrals. Supporters, neutrals, hover, good. As it stands, there are plenty of zones around the region which you don't have intel on. Click here. You do not, blah, 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 words! You do not have intel, as in intelligence, on this zone yet. Intel lets you see what's happening in a zone and increases your effectiveness. That's Delta Kilo, and there's no intel available. Some initiatives will let you gather intel. Head to the operation to the screen. Government initiatives. Improve the effectiveness of your operation, provide intel, and slow the spread of insurgent control. The District Representatives Initiative will gather intel over time, painting a clearer picture of the situation across the region. $9 to get some district representatives. Great work. Intel on zones will now be gathered faster. There are other ways to gather intel, including via military means. Funding a lot of similar initiatives quickly can cause a lot of inflation. This makes everything cost more. Okay, interesting. If inflation gets too high, you can wait for it to subside or fund initiatives in different areas. Got it. So you got to kind of spread it out a little bit, region by region, and not overdo it a little bit, it sounds like. Okay, back to the map. Keep an eye on inflation levels here, so that's your inflation. Funding initiatives causes corruption. Ouch, okay. Which will become a huge problem if you don't address it. Take a look in the operation screen. When you fund an initiative, the risk of corruption increases along with that inflation. So every good thing comes with bad things. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. As corruption increases over time, it reduces your support level. Your government initiatives here. Anti-corruption initiatives will help reduce the risk of corruption over time. So that's anti-corruption. Level 1. Great work. Corruption risk will now reduce over time. You could also keep an eye on corruption levels here. So that's your corruption, that's your inflation. And now we have regional stability of 4%. Woot woot. This zone now has enough supporters to become stable. This has been sped up in the tutorial. Remember, you win the game when you reach 100% stability. Alright, so that's a stable region, now going green, meaning we control the region, essentially. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the civilian tutorial. Hooray, hooray. Military tutorial is next, and we're going to move straight into that one. To 100% stabilize the region, you will need to effectively deal with the threat of insurgents. Insurgents have been detected in this zone. They are represented by red diamonds. Insurgents prevent the zone being stabilized, and if you don't do something, they will take control of the zone. The insurgents now control the zone, reducing your reputation. You will need to use soldiers to force them out and take back control. We have a soldier unit already deployed here. It can help us deal with the insurgents to the north. Click on this soldier unit to pick it up, and then click again on the zone with insurgents. It's not click and hold, it's just click. Okay. Coalition soldiers move to Alpha Whiskey. Logistics, I'm assuming used is 3. So logistics might be something you compile. We'll find out about that soon. Good. Soldier unit will now travel to the zone. Wait until the soldier unit arrives. Good. Now let's see how this battle unfolds. These soldiers have begun fighting the insurgents. The combat bar shows how they are progressing. Is that this one? Insurgents have dug in, and your soldier unit will struggle to win the fight. Fortunately, it is possible to provide combat support. Operation screen, military initiatives. You need more boots on the ground fast, so request deployment of a unit of coalition soldiers. Click here. Okay, that'll begin training. Soldier unit in training. It takes a little time for them to prepare. Once they are ready, click to select them. Then click the indicated zone to have them engage with the insurgents. Oh, you want me to go next door? Okay. And the zone next to it, that provides support. Got you. I see how that works. Look, the insurgents are fleeing away from combat and into a neighboring zone. Insurgents will always try to flee when defeated. In order to destroy them, you must surround them to cut off all escape routes. Makes sense? Insurgents have fled, but you have trapped them. The river prevents them fleeing further south, and 2 garrisons have been built in this tutorial to stop insurgents escaping into the mountains. Move this soldier unit into the zone to initiate combat again. Mountains and other difficult terrain make combat more difficult, but with support from your other units, you should succeed. Let's watch how the combat goes. Well done. The insurgents in this zone have been defeated as they couldn't escape to another zone. Insurgent activity can significantly damage your reputation, especially if they capture high population areas. Be careful. If your reputation falls to 0, you will lose the game. Important note. Remember to surround insurgents to defeat them. Otherwise, they will keep escaping. Congratulations! You have successfully completed the military tutorial. Yes, you just told me that. You're now ready for a full campaign. Da, 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 da. Alright, well, that takes us into not the full campaign, just the main game. And right now it looks like there are roughly 5 missions. Or 5 campaigns, not sure which. Could be 5. It looks like it might be 5 separate campaigns. So, Saffron Fields, an insurgent threat from the mountains in the northeast threatens these sleepy rural plains. Oh yeah, there you go. Map progress unlock. 1 of 5. Okay, looks like we also have a choice for governors. There are 6 of them. A warlord, a smuggler, a baker, a general, an economist, and a civil servant. The only one we have unlocked right now is the civil servant. If you have played Plague Inc., this resembles that setup as you unlock bigger and better diseases and variations to that. So this makes sense. This follows their track record. Civil servant. The default choice, a reliable pair of hands. Okay, we have a pair of hands. I don't know how much we're going to win with a pair of hands, but we will give it a shot. And here's that additional piece. So advisors, right? These are your mutations to the various strains. We have empty advisor slots, but we have not unlocked any, it would appear. So I don't think... No, empty, empty, empty. But there's a brief look at what happens when you do unlock them. Like, you could have a trained monkey. Looking forward to that one. Surely, if you've ever visited Southeast Asia, you know exactly what that trained monkey is capable of. And this is our difficulty choices from casual to normal to brutal. Normal is challenging to engage locals, corruption opportunities everywhere, insurgents morale is high. We will stick with normal. It looks like there is also a cheats availability. And we could name our operation. This one is Hopeful Dawn. Let's go with random. I like Zulu. Zulu Tulip. That's perfect. Zulu Tulip. The invasion is over and combat forces have been withdrawn. Despite initial hopes of change, the region is unstable and the population feels neglected. Operation Zulu Tulip must stabilize the region. The local government has asked you to lead an operation to stabilize the region. You have full responsibility for all civilian and military matters. Set up your HQ. This will be the central civilian and military headquarters for Operation Zulu Tulip. Choose a location for your HQ. Transport links are helpful. Then press the button to begin. I love how you throw in a new one, transport links, that you have not mentioned anything about previously. Is this road network? Is that a transportation link? It's hard to say. This is where the insurgency is coming from. I got that much. We're in the valleys. The rivers certainly give us some sort of advantage. There are bridges, though, here, 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 and here, and then over here. This is the big city, clearly the highest population base, and I would think you would want solid control over that. So maybe we begin there. Alpha Victor, no intel available. It seems to be tied to a logistics network, though this also seems like a good spot with the roads and the bridges, but there's no population base there. So in that case, let's try Alpha Victor. Gain supporters to stabilize the region. Stability bar at the top of the screen shows you progress, number of supporters, fund initiatives to increase your support level and win over supporters across the region. Yes, yes. This looks like the tutorial again. That part. Alright, well, we are active. Let's pause for a minute and figure out what's going on. Regional stability at a whopping 0%. We have 435 supporters with 17,000 who are not much of a fan. Now, if I keep Plague Inc. in mind, think I more or less get the concept of how this will work. It's been a little while since I've played it, but I still have it as an app on my phone, and every once in a while pull it open, so that'll give me a start. I think we might want to focus on stabilizing our headquarters region at least a little bit first. We are at 3% corruption, 0% inflation. We have $47 in funding. I don't know how much we're going to get right now. The turn. Based on your budget. Okay, I'm wondering if that's the timer on when it comes back. Inflation there, corruption, support level, all good. Corruption is very low. Oh, hey, there you go. Zulu Tulip. Annual budget is $36. That's not much. But length is 1 month. So annual means year, but length means 1 month. I think in terms of early access, Ndemic should probably adjust that. This annual, refers to a year specifically, and not to a period of time. Mission, stabilize the region. Governor, civil servant. Okay, fund trend. Operation progress. That's the overview. Let's get into the civilian initiatives. We have government and military. We have some real basics. Let's see what they are though. Development. Discussions. Work with local people to understand their economic, business, and job requirements. Services. Education. Okay. Infrastructure. Sure. Well, let's start with services. Let's have that discussion. And do we want to branch out into the first? School regeneration. I think anything we do at this point. Oh, that's... Okay, it looks like these little arrows are showing kind of what you would get out of each of these things. Our support level would go up a bit with each of these, but also that corruption and inflation would go up as well. Medical supplies, water supplies. Water is always really important, so let's start with that. Look at that corruption risk going up. So let's go into the government. Anti-corruption, $12. District representatives, that's a big increase to corruption. We don't want to get in there right now. And how about military? We have not unlocked anything on that just yet. Alright, well there's our... Oh, hello, new screen. Region screen. These are where we have partial anything going. And we have no sign of the insurgents just yet. Insurgent capability is just 13%. Reputation right now is 80. Every region is unstable. Nothing stable, nothing to the insurgents. 94% are neutral. So it's not a very hostile region. That's good. Okay, play. See how it goes. Let's give it a little bit of time, see if it is increasing. We are taking away the level of hostiles. And we are slowly increasing supporters in our main region here. Rotation bar shows how long until you lose. Okay, bar on the right, and that much, yeah. It's normal for your reputation to decrease over time, but if it drops to 0. So it does decrease over time. So we have a reputation of 80 right now. We're back up to $43, but we do have 6% corruption, 1% inflation, so we need to be careful. We receive funds every month. Budget is based on reputation. Okay, reputation. Got it. Number of zones you have stabilized. Here's need confidence in your ability to get the job done. So we do definitely want to stabilize one early because it's going to increase the funding we have coming in. But at the same time, we can't overdo one region. So Tulip needs local intel. Intel on zones are important for military and civilian activities. Get the district representatives, government initiative to gather intel. Zones without intel are shaded gray. Yeah, so we have nothing in this area right now, but let's see what happens when we come in a little bit tighter here. Water supply is done, 3 out of 25, so the water supply is spreading. Over time. Gotcha. So this is region-wide, not just each individual one. So let's see, water expansion would add a lot to the corruption. Basic sanitation. It's not a bad idea to get these school initiatives going. Let's do that. Oh, okay, that's how many zones. We had 3 zones that are actually already done. But the anti-corruption is going to be very important, I can tell. So let's go ahead and bring that down a notch. Level 3, 13. That'll keep corruption much lower. Now, do we have, let's see, local militia. Hire and arm local untrained citizens in order to keep the peace. Improve zone security, making it harder for insurgents to take control, but decreases support level. Yeah, we don't want to decrease. District representatives, assign Zulu representatives to individual zones so that they can work with community leaders and gather reliable information on what is going on. Oh, intel. Hey, there you go. Yeah, that's right. We saw that in the tutorial, didn't we? So we'll unlock that one, and let's see if there's something about inflation in here. No, and the inflation's fairly high right now, so we don't want to mess with that too much. They're still locked. I would think economic, something with inflation might come out of that, but right now the inflation's getting pretty high. So let's sit on this for a little bit. Regional stability now at 1%. A single percentage point. So how are we looking? Yeah, see, we're starting to gain support here. Surrounding, gotcha, okay. So we're just getting to the first few people that are supporters here. Now, how are we doing in this main one? Over 400, it's growing much faster. We're still at 80. Let's see, what are these? Insurgent willingness to talk is minus 41%, but there are no insurgent fighters right now. The inflation's at 3, the corruption's at 7. And we are starting to accumulate some wealth. How are we doing out here? We're working on, okay, services. Gotcha, there's that. Insurgency rumored. Ooh, hello. Military initiatives authorized. Insurgents are preparing to attack the region. Military initiatives are now available. Deploy soldiers to defend the region. Well, let's not wait too long. So, military... deploy coalition soldiers. Corruption and inflation are both coming down, by the way. This will hurt support level. So we don't want to go too far too fast into this. National soldiers. What's this? Interpreters and guides. but interpreters and local guides within each soldier unit to help them communicate with local communities. They'll gather intel faster. Certainly a good one, but let's not go too far with this. Slowly train a permanent national soldier unit. Slower and weaker than coalition soldiers, but much less likely to antagonize locals. Not sure I want to get in there just yet. Let's spend a little bit elsewhere right now, and we'll give that a moment to develop anti-corruption. It's already looking pretty good, but I really like staying on top of this. So we're going to spend a little bit right there. This is going to help us with gathering intel. Okay, that's good. And let's go for a civilian something if we can afford. Oh yeah, these are cheaper. So medical supplies is one area we have not gotten into yet. I think maybe we should. Definitely getting the services rolled out first, at least the basics. Core healthcare. Should see CARES services. Let's go ahead and do that. We have $1 left. So that's it for now. We let it roll. Regional stability now at 2% and counting. But we're going to have to keep an eye on those lovely insurgents in the not-so-distant future. So again, Alpha Victor still unstable, but it's definitely coming along. Soldier training on left of screen. Soldiers are being trained. You can see their progress on the deployment token to the left of the screen when they are ready to deploy them by dragging the token onto its own. Yes, we saw that in the tutorial. So even without upgrading, we actually have our first. Now, where to go with this? We have no intel out here at all, so why don't we go across the river? Charlie Tango, soldier unit has been deployed in the zone. You can drag the soldier token to move it to different zones around the region to combat the insurgents. So we're actually increasing the number of hostiles here at the moment. There we go. Insurgents reported in Foxtrot Mike. Insurgents are attacking Foxtrot Mike and preventing stability. Left unhindered, they will take over the zone, deploy soldiers to stop them. Alright. We'll head out there. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, we're at 13, so it's going to be a little while. Oh, we're still traveling. Got it. Logistics is how long it takes to get there. Foxtrot Mike is now controlled by the insurgents. This will reduce your reputation over time. Loss of higher population areas to the insurgents will have a greater impact. Maybe I want to not go all the way in there and fight. I don't know. We are spreading now. You can see we have reached into these areas. So we are gaining more regional stability. Our soldiers are fighting to defeat insurgents in the zone. Bar shows how the battle is going. Placing soldiers in adjacent zones increases the strength. Yes, I understand that part. And we're pretty neutral in this fight so far. And losing. Let's go ahead and retreat. Dropping us to a 79 as they control that area. Looks like they're trying to move here. Let's try to move over here and stop them from spreading right now. We don't have enough strength to actually stop them. Foreign journalist kidnapped. Prominent journalist has been kidnapped whilst working in Foxtrot Juliet. Local insurgent group has made contact and issued a number of demands. What will Zulu Tulip do to free them? Let's see, ignore, refuse to negotiate, 12% chance that the journalist is released. That doesn't look so good. Pay ransom. $6 to try and secure the journalist's release. Increase insurgent capability. 99% chance that they are released, though. Or we need to try to wait for a rescue. I don't think we could choose that right now, can we? I don't want to increase their capability. Oof. Okay, so we lose 6 reputation. So, gotcha. We're that much closer to losing. And now they control the region as well. I think we're going to have to pull back again. Let's pull back to here. Looks like they're starting to attack here, trying to take over the mountains. Though we are very much expanding the stability around the region. We're at 9%. It's going quickly. Previously empty or abandoned school buildings are becoming fit for purpose once more, with 36% more children able to attend school as a result. Let's go ahead and pause there for a moment. So we can see the attack is moving into here, but we have not yet finished the move. We might be able to move up there, but we might not. I think what I'm going to need is more units out there. 1 unit is definitely not sufficient to stop the insurgents. So, you can see that the spreading is going on. Let's see how we're doing. I'm going to stay on pause for a little bit. We're still unstable. You can see we seem to be getting close to finding stability in Alpha Victor, which is going to start bringing in a lot more money than what we have right now. And the outer ones are just getting there. Bravo Uniform's almost stable. I think part of that's the size of the region. Right, it's a much smaller region, so it's going more quickly than our HQ is. Up to Charlie Romeo and Kilo are very unstable, but we're just starting to get into there. This was an area we were in early on. Okay. I think we're going in the right direction, but this is a threat that could block everything. So we're going to have to deal with that. We're definitely going to have to deal with that. We do have some money to spend, and we've got the corruption and inflation very low right now. So I think we're ready for the next group of initiatives, including more military, because we're going to have to block their advances. The mountains are theirs for now. But I think that's going to do it for this first look at Rebel Inc. Escalation. It looks fun. Looks like, at least for now, we're bug-free. Game's pretty stable at this point, and I'm liking what I see. And because I've played Plague Inc., I more or less know what to expect, how to move forward, at least from a basic standpoint. Right? There's going to be elements unknown, but for the most part, the basic concept, the basic gameplay is understood for me, and I like it. I do like it. It's a very affordable game. It's not an expensive one, so be sure to check it out on Steam or wherever else this game might be found. I'm sure it's available beyond just Steam. But this looks like a good one. And I think we've got a good opportunity for at least a short Let's Play. But one last time, I'll ask you to, if you want to see a Let's Play, leave a like below so that we can have the motivation to turn this into a Let's Play and not just a temporary first look. But there will be at least a second episode. I will record 2 and get those pushed out for certain. So we will continue on with this campaign with a second episode. But I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.